I don't think my parents ever had an issue with me going out. I think the issue with me was like, you be out and you be drinking with your friends. I'm like, yeah.
I mean, that's what every parent is worried about.
Yeah.
So where is this guy? He's gonna get drunk as shit at some random person's house.
They ask more in a sense of like, just out of comfort, be like, oh, where are you going? And be like, oh, we're gonna head to a bar. And my dad's like, are you driving? I was like, mm-hmm. And he's like, you drinking? And I was like, mm-mm.
And I'm like, I raised the liar.
I was like, give me my keys.
Don't drink and drive.
No, guys, it's satire. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
Steve messed up his audio in the beginning, so we used AI technology to lip read and say what he said.
When the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. Sorry, it got stuck in my head.
Oui, oui.
PP.
That's not Italian.
No, that's
French.
You know what? Close enough.
They're next door neighbors. Hello.
They're all great.
Oh my God.
Goddamn colonizers.
They all smell like flowers.
Podcast.
I'm sure they all shower and wear plenty of deodorant.
What the fuck?
Back in the day, did you know that the reason why ladies had umbrellas even in broad daylight wasn't only to block out the sun, was because they had a really bad sewage system. Mm-hmm. So it would just be tossing shit out the window and piss and shit out of the buckets. And in order for it not to fall on them, they had umbrellas to cover it.
White people, you're gross.
Your ancestors, man. They got problems. That shit ain't healthy.
I genuinely thought that was a bottle of fucking Svedka, of vodka. It was like, are you about to just down a bottle on camera? That's crazy. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't mind a bottle myself.
We have adopted, we finally set up the water jug system in my house again. Money's just getting a little tighter also, but we've been wanting to have the water jugs kind of set up again. We had it before, but it just got in the way, and we did home renovation, and a big water dispenser with the water jugs and stuff like that, even one with the water jugs on the inside, it just gets in the way. The only spot that it would go in that would make sense in the living room or dining room kitchen area is where we have the cat tower. He doesn't even use it really, so it kind of feels redundant. Might as well get rid of it, but yeah, whatever. But yeah, so we have one set up now. So we all have the glass water bottles or glass bottles from when we're at home, and then
quick little pause.
Water.
Make sure you guys check your audio because my shit revolted to default, and I just caught it right now. So I was like, I'm so glad I caught that.
I'm good.
Yeah, mine's working.
Let me just clap. Okay, there you go. Because there was no mic audio.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah, like I had nothing.
Damn it! That we lost the whole first bit.
Nah, you
He didn't say anything, did he?
Yeah, he did. He called him.
I'll repeat
stinky.
it. European people stink.
Oh, well, yep.
And what you guys missed me saying is I have a theory that, or at least I thought that, like European people just have really bad like irrigation systems. Correct me if I'm wrong.
Oh yeah, currently he thought that was the current thing. No,
it could be. You don't know.
Full circle.
They don't got bidets there, dude. They got bingets.
Never mind. I was
gays.
What?
Speaking of big gay, I'm the host for this episode, Lee. Welcome to the podcast.
That's
for fun where you guys
That's a wild intro.
Possibly your favorite ones. That's Steve, the one with the mic issues or sound issue, whatever.
I don't have mic issues.
And that's Richard, the one with the hat.
I forgot. Look.
Did you break your finger? You got boo boo?
I split Richard, that shit, bro.
Richard, you just look like you got fucked up fingers in general.
I was like, why did your finger look all fucked up?
I'm double jointed. I'm double jointed.
Yeah. Okay. I was gonna say, Richard, look at your hands when you bring it up to the camera when the light isn't on it. It just looks scary.
I was like, my hand don't do that.
I think you're racist.
No, like put it down and then just
flashbang.
I think you're today. I don't know. This
I'm racist.
That just has undertones.
People.
My shit don't have that. Hold up.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, Richard. Okay, so you sliced your finger or something?
Yeah.
What'd you do?
I was just you know those walkers that old people use?
Yes.
You were fucking around with one?
No, I was folding it for
Oh.
somebody. One of the like their family members. They don't know how to do it. For some reason, this lady's was really, really fucking sharp on the edges that like bend. Because that's normally where I do it from. So when I went to do it and what's it called? I popped it up. It just sliced my finger right there at the joint.
Howie.
Yeah, that shit's deep. This is like my third Band-Aid. But yeah.
Stitches, maybe?
Nah.
Just put some Neospore on that shit, dude. Like,
I used to put stuff on it. Yeah.
I was gonna say, just do what my dad did and get those butterfly band-aids. It just put the skin together. It just pinches it. That's it.
I don't know.
You should go to Target and then go get that powder we used to use to clean up fluids and just pour it on them.
They don't make it that small. My dad used it for his knee. It's not like that.
That's
it's not that it was huge, but it's like the size. They're like the size of a normal band-aid. So maybe you can like double lap it. Maybe make it a little snug.
That'll be fine. I tightened the shit out of it. Now just like with my finger, I have to be like, you know,
like regular people.
I guess
that's your double jointed.
No,
shit?
but I can't even like bend it in general. You know.
Oh yeah, you have a bend.
So your middle finger. Oh no, it's just
at least it still serves the finger.
I know, right? It still serves a purpose. Exactly. All right. Well, that's Richard's. I don't know.
That was my day.
Yep. Steve.
I saw Emily today.
Is she in town?
Just for like 2 days, 3 days. She leaves Saturday morning.
Wow.
Her man's is gonna come pick her up. Yeah, she came to see because her niece had the baby. So so she went to go see her, and then she was like, "Hey, what are you up to?" And I was like, "What's up?" Because I was at work, and then she decided to come to the gym with me. So we worked out today. Yeah, so I hung out with her.
Good. That's good.
Yeah.
If you're listening, we miss you.
Oh, and she invited the three of us to her birthday get together. It's gonna be out here, but she wants to go paintballing.
Oh, fuck.
Yeah.
When?
August 31st.
Cool. I'm down.
Okay.
Are you not down?
Yeah, I'm down. I'm just like mentally preparing myself for pain. But
it's not that painful.
It's not, but you know,
I feel like I'm kind of into it now. Me younger was like terrified. Me older now, I'm like, yeah, I could go for a couple paintballs to the back of my leg or something, or my back.
You're gonna hit me like, ah.
I had a friend when I went. He got hit. Was it in? I think it was in the back of the head. If not, it was like right here. Like,
oof.
He had a hat on, so luckily it hit him. It hit him on the head, or on the hat. So that happened. He gets out for the round because he's like, oh, that one actually kind of hurt. And then the next round, he comes back in and dude gets shot right there, right again. So it's just like he took off his hat and you just see this big welt, and we're like, oh, that don't look right. Like, I'm sorry.
We shouldn't be aiming for people's faces when you're doing paintball in the first place. That's like kind of a no-no, honestly.
Yeah.
Like
the mask is just for safety precaution, but
it's for the just in case cases, but like
it shouldn't be your go-to.
Yeah, you shouldn't be aiming. I mean, yeah, no shit. People are gonna be like popping their head out and stuff like that, and that's gonna happen. But like, that's dangerous stuff. Like, people can get hurt, seriously hurt, not just paintball hurt.
But why you trying to waiver though? That's all I'm saying.
Oh yeah, no, straight up. Yep.
True. But that should be fun.
True. Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah, she said for the 31st.
Okay.
For the 31st of August.
Yeah.
Nice. You guys, surprise, we're still on for our LA Fair plans. I'm as surprised as all of you. Yeah, we did. I think we talked about it on the podcast the like 2 episodes ago or something. You mentioned it.
No, we never talked about going.
You guys, we actually planned something and we're following through with it. It's crazy.
That's what you had to talk about, bro?
No, I'm just saying, like, that popped into my head because of the plans, and I was thinking of plans, and that is where my brain jumped into, was that, because I'm as shocked as I'm assuming any of the viewers or listeners.
It's not expensive, it's
for the people that know us. Yeah. My parents are all stoked about it too. They're like, oh my God, we're so happy that you're doing that. I'm like, I I remember for a while when I was going out, there was like nonstop, like you go out too much. Parents suck. you can't please them if any other way. Swear to God, it's
I
like
don't think my parents ever had an issue with me going out.
Game.
I think the issue with me was like, you be out and you be drinking with your friends. I'm like, yeah.
I mean, that's what every parent is worried about.
Yeah.
So where is this guy? He's gonna get drunk as shit at some random person's house.
Because my parents are like, they never ask him like permission wise. They ask more in a sense of like just out of comfort. Be like, oh, where are you going? And be like, oh, we're gonna head to a bar. And my dad's like, are you driving? I was like, and he's like, you drinking? And I was like,
he's like, I'm like, I raised the liar.
I was like, give me my keys.
Don't drink and drive.
No, guys, it's not sorry. It's a joke. It's a joke. It's a joke.
My parents have been a mixture of both. They've been a mixture of, oh, just let us know so we know what's going on, but also like that in and of itself kind of has the underlining like connotation or underlining like read between the lines kind of shit where it's like, tell us what's up, but also like you're kind of pseudo asking for permission, but also nothing like that kind of conversation hasn't popped up in like years. And I think it's because of me. I think I mentioned on the podcast before, me like almost moving out was like what part of the blanket issues that were happening for me to want to even kind of leave the way that I was trying to leave. So I think when that happened, everything kind of had like a 180. It was like a good flip. I don't recommend like passively or actively ultimating your parents or whatever. It could, I don't know. It's a trip. So I'm surprised mine worked out the way it did, and that wasn't even part of the plan. It was just a like net positive for whatever reason. I was like, okay, cool. But yeah, that hasn't been a conversation in a while, or like the whole like, hey, is it okay if I go do this? It's more like, hey, I'm gonna go do this. This is what's going on. Yada.
Yeah, with my parents, my mom specifically, it didn't. I never got to the point where it was so much of like oh, you're independent, or like had a talk like that where it's like, oh, you're independent now, like you don't have to ask permission or anything like that. I just stopped. Like I just let her know. I was just like, hey, I'm going over here. I'll be back like at this time. If not, I'll call you. She's like, okay. And that's about it. Like all she wants is just a heads up, because you know, I think it's the same. Like even if you had a roommate and they told you plans and they told you like, hey, I'll be back at this time or whatever, and they don't show back up around that time, you get kind of concerned, right? I feel like you'd just be like, hey, what the hell? Like, did something go wrong? Like, are you okay?
I watched this TikTok recently, and it was this girl, and it was POV. You've been living with girls, and now you're living with boys, like as roommates. And she like asked, I guess her roommates at the time, you know, she's playing all the parts. She's like, hey, have you seen Chris? And he was like, what's, and the guy that's gaming takes off his arm and was like, what's up? And she's like, yeah, have you seen Chris? He's been like, hasn't been home for the past couple of days. And the guy's like, oh, I don't know. I'm pretty sure he's fine. Why? And she was like, he just hasn't been home. And he's like, okay, he's an adult. He's fine. If you're so worried about him, just text him. And she's like, yeah, I'm going to text him. Then another guy comes in, the other roommate, and he's like, what's going on? And she's like, Chris hasn't been home in a couple of days. And he's like, well, I bet he's at home with I bet he's at his folks' place. And she's like, are you sure? And he's like, no, but like he does that for like sometimes like 2 weeks on end or something like that. And she's like, and that's not concerning to you people? Your roommate just disappears for a couple of days, doesn't give you a full detailed explanation, and you're just like, whatever about it. And then they're both like talking at the same time, basically just saying he's a grown ass adult. He knows better to take care of himself. If there's anything going on, blah, 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 blah. And I was like, oh, I can see reasoning in both of these people, in both of these reactions. I'm very much like the person that's like, yeah, they're a grown ass adult. They can take care of themselves. And if worse comes to worse, if I start feeling concerned, then I will text someone or message someone. If it's like, like this, for example, if I don't get a text back from these idiots, like by an hour beyond what we've like set up, I don't even message them. I just chalk it up to we're not doing what we're planning, and I'm just gonna do what I'm gonna do. That's it. I don't know. I think maybe it's just me being jaded, but that I feel like it differs.
Oh, it's like that's different though. Making plans and like asking why somebody hasn't been home in a few days. I think that's very different.
It's like checking in type of thing.
Yeah.
That one.
Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. Maybe it's like because we come from that kind of family where we would check up on each other so much. It's just like we're used to that, and it's like
I was gonna say,
you know, we've kind of gotten wary of people and just kind of been like, you know what, I would just want to see that they're okay or anything like that. But also, I don't know. It's just the worrier in me that is like a little bit of, oh shit, if something happens, I'm gonna be held accountable a little bit. They're gonna be like, why didn't you notice? Blah blah blah. I'm gonna be like, I don't know, dude. Like I just I was doing my thing.
I think it also depends on the kind of
ever hit me with that kind of argument. I've always thought about like I've always thought about my parents like back in the day. That was kind of a thing. Like, oh, if you're hanging out with people and they're this and that, and you're involved, you're gonna get in trouble. And I always thought to myself, fuck that. That is not my job.
No.
I am not gonna be like feeling bad that I did not check in on someone and like double check. Like if I go through my due diligence that I feel is my due diligence, and you still do what you're gonna do, or something happens that was your actions that I said, I like vocally actively said don't do it or whatever. Yeah, that's.
I'm just thinking in a sense of like say your friend or whatever happens to get lost, kidnapped, some shit like that, right? Roommate. And they didn't check in with you. And you just didn't, you went like throughout the whole day, make it extreme, go 2 days without having noticed / said anything. It's gonna be a little weird just for people to come, especially like if cops get involved, they're gonna be like, hey, why didn't you report this? Or like, why didn't you notice or anything? And I mean, you can always make the argument, you know, I got my own shit to deal with or something like that. I just haven't been, you know, looking around. But at the same time, it's still a little weird, I think, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think. Oh, sorry. I was just gonna say. I think I was just so adverse to it because of like, mom, dad, love. If you ever watch this, or if someone ever that my family members ever see this and then they talk to you about it, love you guys. But I'm the product of actions and reactions. This is the final product. I don't know what to tell you guys. I am gonna check in because I do that, but it depends on like behaviors, like the consistency, routine, like it's all these other factors. But yeah, I'm just assuming in this scenario that this roommate or this person can disappear for like 2 days on end and then just show up like, oh, I was fine, or I was insert thing here, you know.
I think that theory works if you're not friends with your roommates, you're just housemates, because it's cheaper for you. But like if you live with friends or you live with like family, like the easiest concept is you are gonna like, and like Richard said, I think it is a very like it also varies on upbringing. Like upbringing I think plays a big factor, because I'm the same. Like I like my brother will text me once in a while, even my brother who doesn't live with me sometimes, and they'll be like, oh, where you at? And it's just like that, just, you know, and it's just like a constant and it's not even to be nosy or to be like, why are you out type of thing. It's like, it's just curiosity, and also it's just a check-in. But like if we're like, I think if I was friends with my roommate and they went missing, like even after 2 days, I'd be like, even if they have a routine, I'd still be like, this is weird. I'd be like, hey bro, like you good? Like what's up? You know? But like I said, I think that's just upbringing. Like it just varies on your upbringing when it comes to that. It doesn't make you a bad person if you don't check in. It's just, I mean, you're in your own world, you're your space, you pay your own bills, you deal with your shit, right? Like, yeah, that's what a lot of people fall under. But like, yeah, if I had a roommate, first of all, I'm not gonna live with strangers. Like, yeah, I don't care. I don't care if I've known. No,
it was just, I can't imagine being housemates and not friends with like my roommate. That'd be kind of weird for me.
That's what I'm saying. Like if I have roommates or housemates, like, yeah, they better be like the closest people in my life because I live with them.
Right.
You know, so it's like I think checking in would fall in like that. Like you using that example, like the guys are like, oh, I don't know, like he does this. It's like as a dude, I'd still be like, that's weird. Like, you know,
Yeah.
even if it's routine, it'd still be weird. Like if he was to hit me with, bro, you know, I'm gone for like 2 weeks like this, I'm be like, still weird. Like you're a weirdo. You know, but yeah, I guess like I said, I think that just comes a lot with like the upbringing of things, especially with like my brothers and I. Like we were always out and about a lot, either with like friends or like our partners at the times. And if like nobody checked in, like we always checked in on each other for that, and just to be like, hey, where you at? And it's like, oh, I'm so and so. Okay, cool. Like that's it.
Mm-hmm.
I think like that when you said that your brother like checks on you, says where you at or whatever. My brain immediately, I don't think it showed up on the camera, but I was immediately like, oh god. That's what my parents used to do all the time. And I've always had a pretty negative reaction to it. I'm not gonna lie, when I was younger. I think it's because it always comes from, to me, when I was younger, and still kind of to this day, which is why it doesn't happen as much. For the most part, I just actively go out of my way to avoid that question, because I know it's gonna bother me. I will just hit them up like, let them know what's going on. Hey, gonna go out for drinks with friends, or LA Fair. Hey, gonna be doing this. This is who's going. We're gonna be these are the vibes. These are the plans. So obviously day of, let them know heading out. Get there, let them know I'm there, and then that's it. They might get one more text message for any breaks or movements from like something like, hey, still alive, or hey, eating, whatever, like just one heads up, and then that's it. Then they might get a heading home text, or maybe not even that. They might get a I'm home when I get home.
See, I don't go that far. Like I think the most part's like I'll get dressed, whatever, and if I'm heading out, either my mom or dad will see me. And they'll be like, oh, where are you going? And be like, oh, I'm going to go so-and-so. Okay, cool. And then I'll come home at whatever time, but they never really like check in on me. It's mainly like I'm home, or like if I know I'm not going to be home, like I'm going to be out and I'm going to stay out. Like I'm going to crash at like your guys' place or whatever, right? Like I'm not going to come sleep at home. Then I'll be like, hey, just a heads up, in case you don't see my car, blah, blah, blah.
Right.
But other than that, I mean, if like I'm home, I think they usually like will see that the car's there or not. So then that's when they question it.
Right.
Yeah. But it's very rare that I don't let them know like
what's going on.
Not even that. I think it just falls more under the sense of like, I will let them know like whether I'm coming home or not. And that's like the only thing, that's literally the only update like that they usually get. Like it's never been like, this is what I'm up to. Or if I'm changing location, hey, we're going here type of thing. It's like usually most of the time it's like, oh, where are you going? I was like, oh, I'm gonna go out. We're probably gonna grab something to drink and eat. Okay, cool. And that's it. Like that's all that. Like no information where, none of that. Literally just that's what I'm gonna do. They never ask who. They never ask how long. It's just I'm out, and then I come home when I come home. But yeah, I mean, I think I got used to doing that since I was younger. So I don't think that's why like I don't have that like that idea how you see it. I think I'm just used to it. It's just accustomed.
Were you gonna say something, Richard?
When you said the whole about your parents saying like, oh, if they get in trouble, you're gonna get in trouble type of thing. It reminded me earlier. So everybody knows I have like a bunch of nieces. One of them, Daisy, she just turned 18 in January, and she went to prom, I believe, last week, if not 2 weeks ago. Yeah.
Cute.
So after prom, she went to this after party, and apparently she was only there like 10 minutes because as soon as she stepped foot inside of the house or wherever it was at, she said, dude, the vibes were just so off. Like, I'm pretty sure they were cooking meth in the kitchen in that house. Like, they were doing who the fuck knows what. Like,
what the hell?
So I just called.
Wow.
She's like, because my sister dropped her off. She's like, I just called my mom. I was like, hey, I don't want to be here. Can you just come get me and like, you know, I want to go home. She's like, okay.
That's a good kid.
No, she's cool. She's very responsible. Very, she's smart.
Good head on her shoulders.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But
she's very aware.
It just made me laugh because I was just like, damn. I remember that's the kind of shit that my mom would always tell me, like, you know, don't don't end up in these places kind of shit. And me, I was always an introverted, shy kid that would never really go out to these places because, you know, to me that just, I didn't put myself out there like that where I would really get invited to much of these. And if I did, it would just be like going out somewhere rather than going to someone's house. But
Right.
just hearing that story, for me, it was just more like, damn, you straight up living in a freaking Rosa de Guadalupe episode. Just like they're testing your morality type of shit.
I was like,
But-
bro, she go to a house out in San Bernardino. What the fuck?
I don't know
Jesus.
where it was, dude. Her prom was in Camarillo for some fucking reason.
Oh damn.
Yeah, I don't know where this after party was, but still, I was just like, I don't know. Good for you. Good judgment.
Yeah, I think for
Yeah, no
for
crack
me,
houses.
it's the reason why that's the routine now is because when I was younger, yeah, fuck it. I guess kind of. I'm trying to think of like how much do I want to explain the
You
reasoning.
used to get in trouble or be around troubled people?
No, I wasn't hanging out with
just me?
people that would get me
Yeah.
in trouble. It was just I didn't do like the smartest of things, but it wasn't anything like me going out or anything like that. It was just like just dumb. I just made to me not dumb. To me young, like a kid decisions and stuff like that, but it wasn't anything that was like drinking and driving, smoking and driving, or anything like that. Then something negative came out of it. It was just I would just do shit that would honestly just piss off my parents because they didn't want that I made the dumb decision. It was a lack of common sense, and that's why I kind of am the way that I am now, where I'm just so like, how do you not have that common sense like built into you to understand this, and that? Like that's kind of why I am the way that I am now. Not to be like, I am the way that I am all because of them. And it's all negative because I don't think I'm that bad, honestly. But when that routine wasn't followed when I was younger, it was met with like yells and getting in trouble and, you know, not really grounding because at the time I was going out, and it like kind of defeats the purpose. Like, he is technically an adult and old enough to even be going out to these places, so he can't really ground him, but it for sure can make them feel like shit, because that's what happened with me. So it got to the point where it felt like whenever there was like a news article that would come out, and it was like, oh, kids are smoking the salts, kids are drinking lean, and it's
Florida
like,
people?
yeah, and it's like, it's always a 5-minute conversation of, Lee, if anybody is offering you any lean,
That's so
any
extra.
weird smoke, I'm like,
That's
I'm
so weird.
not
Yeah.
stupid. I'm not dumb. That's what bothers me, and I think that's why I'm just so
Your parents just thought you had poor judgment?
yes. And I well, see, that's the thing. I think that, but I think that they approach it with, we're just worried that
They have a fear of the world for you.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
it's
yeah.
like,
That's just parenting.
I could die just getting in the car with you guys. I could die just walking down my street or
You
just
die in the toilet.
going outside. Like, it can happen at any time. It
I
can
got
happen
all
right
this
now.
Zoila reference.
All this electricity, like anything can happen. So it's like, I'm just have the faith that I'm not gonna just take
Smoke crack.
smoke crack or take a random drink from some random person's hand at a house party and just trust
Bro.
that, like, and also like, not to
Brian.
put myself down, but like, look at me. Nobody's gonna want to roofie this and take advantage of it when it's already offering it.
Hey,
You
you'd be
know,
That took the wildest turn.
What is, you literally said, I do that shit anyways for free. I do it for fun in the plot.
You don't
I
have
was
to waste the roofie on me, guys.
I said that because of the Brian comment. We had a friend who shared this story recently, so I was like, yeah, don't
Oh,
worry,
yeah.
none of that's gonna happen with me. Trust
You
me.
don't gotta roofie me. I'll take that shit for fun.
No, but yeah, I'm not stupid, and I think that's why I'm just so hung up on like, I've kind of come down on it a little bit in the like past 2 years, maybe past
What
year.
is that? What is that called? It's a certain term, right? When like, and I'm not saying your parents, just when parents are very like aggressive in the sense of they're like trying to like be like trying to guide you and protect
Just
you.
like overprotective.
Helicopter parents.
Helicopter parents.
Helicopter parenting is different. I feel like helicopter
Is it?
parenting is very much like they're constantly
Way
making
more hands-on about
Yeah,
it.
they got your
like-
fucking
Yeah.
location.
where they have your location. They're making sure they're looking at what you're watching on, online.
On
which I mean,
anything and
to-
everything,
to-
account shared.
to some extent, I can agree with that, depending on their age,
Yeah.
because some kids,
Yeah.
I think we said it before, kids are very exposed on the internet. Just make sure
Yeah.
they're not watching something that they're not ready for. But, yeah,
Bournemouth.
no, it gets to that point where they're just basically controlling their kids, every
Yeah.
aspect
Right.
of their life. And I think I saw a TikTok recently about this. It was like some lady that was asking if she was too strict, because I guess her kids had called her out on it, and she's like, I only have a few rules or whatever. And it was basically like they only get like an hour of screen time a day.
Awful.
How
old are they?
They're teenagers. I'm pretty
That-
sure
that's
they were
awful.
like,
Weird. Yeah.
I feel like an hour a day of any screen time for anyone that's over the age of 6, 5, or not even that young, maybe like 8, 5, but 6. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think being on the screen's that bad. I think what you have on the screen is bad, and I think the amount of like reward you put into it is bad.
Yeah.
I think that's that. It's a bunch of different things, but I think an
Yeah.
hour is
it's
ridiculous,
like
especially
an
in
hour
this
of
day and
screen
age.
time. All the chargers for any devices are all downstairs because it's to encourage not to have them in the rooms or whatever the hell.
Wow.
When they get that hour of screen time, they can only use it in the family room, or something like that.
Damn lady.
Oh, that's mad helicopter parent.
And
Damn lady.
I know she has like another one, maybe two, but it's essentially like the same field of just like, just controlling what it is that they're doing, like, as
Right.
far as technology and maybe some other social shit goes. But either way, yeah, a bunch of people were telling him like, dude, that doesn't help. You're like, the whole thing is, strict parents make sneaky kids. It's
Yeah.
true.
Yeah,
I think
dude.
that, and it also it feeds kids more curiosity to the bad stuff because it's like,
because then
why are you keeping me away?
why is this
Just
happening?
curiosity, yeah.
Why is all this extra red tape put onto this
Yeah.
like activity? Why? And then
And-
curiosity kills the cat,
And don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's kids who have successfully done this and have gone through this and came out very well and okay and not exposed to like dumb shit like we were. But I'm sure the difference in percentage of kids who become sneaky and end up doing shit they're not supposed to because they're just doing it out of like smite to their parents, like, then that I'm sure that percentage is way bigger than like what you hope your kids would do if you're trying to protect them and nurture them like that. It's like you can't protect them from the world. Like the world is gonna find its way in that door no matter what.
It's true.
Right. I was gonna say, I think for me, that was kind of like the way that it was when I was younger. It was, which made sense. The whole like doubling down on like the checking up and the texting and then having those conversations. But the thing with my folks is that kept going into my 20s and stuff like that.
Mm.
And then that's what happened with the whole like, I just got to move out. I'm just going to like
Yeah.
that was the discussion. It wasn't asking for permission, because up until that point I had been, and at that point I was like, I can't do this anymore. At the time, to give like preface or whatever, I was in the closet. I was pretty depressed and doing a bunch of stuff that I shouldn't have been doing prior to like maybe a couple months before that. So it kind of led to where it was just a lot of suffocation. And then it led to okay, well, I don't want to be suffocated at all, like whatsoever. So I'm just going to go. And then that's when it led to the realizing, like, on both parties, me a little bit later, them way earlier, that change has to happen in this like dynamic. Because if it doesn't, then the stagnation is just gonna cause
You
toxicity.
become resentful.
Yeah,
when you
and
get older.
and it's just gonna get worse and worse. And clearly, there's still some resentment. There is still some self-healing and self-work that needs to happen. But I'm also kind of getting to the
Trauma.
point where I And it's kind of funny because it kind of happened. My dad was talking about it, was that he got a message from his cousin or uncle, and it was out of nowhere. And he basically called him to say, hey, I just wanted to quickly say, like, sorry for all the shit that we did when you were here. Because my dad had a real tough time when he was a kid. So, and that was from own family members. Nothing super, super hardcore, just to preface. It's just, it wasn't a good time. So, and that was because of some family members. So this person went out of his way to apologize. And, because he started going to therapy. So my dad was basically said, like, I can understand that you think that I, need this, and I respect that you need it and want to do this. But I've gotten to the point where I understand that you guys didn't know any better, and I didn't know any better. We just had no idea how to handle me, and I didn't have any idea how to handle myself, and I'm not going to resent you for that. And that's okay. I mean, I appreciate it, but I don't need that.
You know what I wonder?
And I want you to beat yourself up over it. So that was the end of it, though.
You know what I wonder? It's because therapy has started becoming a much more
open source.
That and accepted,
like regular thing.
Yeah. Because I had this talk earlier with my mom. For people that I didn't say it on the podcast, she's going to therapy now, and I haven't asked her how that's going, but I imagine it's going good since she's kind of been excited about going.
Oh, good.
I love that.
So
how cute.
Therapy.
So she told me like that she had told somebody at her little Zumba thing that she was going, and the lady was like, oh, I thought therapy was just for crazy people type of thing. And
that's such an old mindset.
Is. And even my mom said, yeah, it's kind of funny that she said that, because I used to think the same thing. And I told, we were just like, yeah, I know, it's very ingrained in society where therapy is only if you're like, about to off yourself or something like that.
Cause harm or
right.
Harm
That's the stigma around it, but it's not. I told her it's all about your mental health, because that's just as important as your physical. So I guess I was just like thinking about it, where it's kind of funny how our parents are getting there, but now I wonder, especially like in our current generation into Gen Z, when they have kids, because there's so many resources now as far as mental health goes. Like, I just wonder how much more, I guess, open they are to kind of their emotions and stuff like that, as well as just willing to kind of understand that sometimes you do need help from a psychiatrist or something like that. Because millennials, as far as like parents, I know that they're trying to do their best to be this accepting, more lenient type of parent, rather than like more Gen X,
more by the book like our parents were.
Right, exactly. Because and also like they had the internet supposedly, and they are supposed to have learned from that and stuff like that. But I just think that we're more at a point now where the future parents are just gonna be a lot more emotionally aware, I guess, for lack of a better term. I just wonder how that'll look, because I don't know how. Yeah, I don't know. Like, will these same kind of issues kind of come in and just nipped in the bud because we know so much more, I guess? I
feel like the issue will still pop up because humans repeat themselves. It happens all the time. History has shown that. But I think we have tools now that make it easier to handle, and like to put a quicker fix and a quicker band-aid. And I feel like because of the internet and it having so many tools, there's one of those tools is also just the human experience. So many people on there, so many communities, that it kind of helps with kind of really finding your issue and then pinpointing it to like maybe an individual or a group or some website or something like that. I feel like there's something for everyone, whether you're looking for a hobby or some help. I think that's that's totally doable nowadays.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's gonna get more accessible as time goes on. But I think with that, there's also the whole like, you know, you gotta be careful with who you're talking to and what you're like clicking online and stuff like that, because there are fucking weirdos out there, and you don't want to be like the Gen Xers or the whatever the generation was before that was clicking on the Facebook advertisements and giving away their credit card information.
Sick.
So yeah, gotta be careful. But yeah, so with all that being said though, not to like I don't hate my parents.
Sorry, hold on. Also, really quick, just a little tangent, because you said like the generation getting scammed and stuff like that. It just reminded me of my mom. She got us. I was with her in the car. She got a call and it said scam likely on it, and she's like, "Scam likely, pinches cabrones, pendejos," or some shit like that. I don't know. It just made me laugh because I was like, "Damn, she learning." I like that. It's funny.
I got a potential spam, and I just like put it to voicemail because it was like a number that it didn't look spammy, but it's also like nowadays what number really does look like spam and what doesn't. So I just put it a voicemail, and you know how you can like view the message as like people are talking in the voicemail. So I looked at it, and it was just someone that just said hello twice, and I was like, oh, it could be like an actual person, or it could be like a robot or whatever. So I listened to it back, and it's the most telemarketer spammy setup I've ever heard. It was this dude just saying hello twice, but like the entire background sounded like an Office episode or something, like just so many loud voices all talking over one another. And I was like, all right, no, thank you. I'm so glad I didn't answer this call. Every time I answer a phone call from one of the spam people, it just doesn't go well, and I end up being rude, and then I end up getting like nonstop spam calls for like a month. It happens all the time. Like now it's calmed down, but like the last time I did that, I was just being a dick because fuck those people. And yeah, I got like nonstop spam calls for almost 2 months straight, and I was like, God damn it! I just had to be rude to this guy. Fuck him, he deserves it. I'll just deal with it, whatever. But yeah, so like again, just to put a cherry on top, the journey of self-healing from everyone is happening, and you know, all these like turbulations and road bumps have led to you still here, still living, and still processing and thriving and healing. So it's part of the journey, it's part of the plot. You know, Naruto has his training arcs, and I'm trying to think what else can I say that isn't so anime.
That was like,
that was very
please
anime.
Don't live your life like an anime. Please
no, don't do that. I'm trying to think. I can't think of a show that I've watched that's long that had enough time and space for there to be a boring arc. I feel like with regular TV shows, for the most part, you're just getting like meat, you know, like the actual story is being progressed nonstop. I was trying to think like Stranger Things. No, that's just constant story. I don't think there's ever like a moment where it's just like
fillers,
beach episode. You know, like I don't think that ever happens.
No.
So yeah, and I haven't watched Stranger Things, so you guys would be the ones to tell me if that's actually a thing or not.
Bro, all of
Game of Thrones had fucking just some boring ass episodes.
But
it was all plot.
I was gonna say, I feel like everything on that show was for the plot, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, well, guess what? The plot was bullshit.
No, the ending was bullshit.
Yeah.
The ending was bullshit.
Cousin fucker and boring.
Dude, speaking of the plot, have you guys seen the... Did you guys
fucker.
Slightly nerdy...
No, auntie.
What the fuck? What?
Oh, bro, there's a lot of incest in Game of Thrones. Yeah.
I completely forgot. Dude, my brain tuned it out. Like,
it's so funny because it's like everybody wanted them to fuck, and then they're like, "Oh no!"
I was just so
no
confused,
more, please.
And I like it just tuned it out. Then you guys said that, I was like, "What the fuck?" I just came back in, but slightly nerdy news, just a little bit. It's also like, you know, society kind of. Did you guys see the Assassin's Creed trailer that came out?
Yep.
Oh yeah, I saw a bit of it. Yeah,
looks great.
Pretty good.
Looks cool.
Loki.
Pretty good.
Most of it was cinematic. I don't think there's any gameplay.
It's all cinematic.
You know what I thought though? The whole time I was just like, oh, so 3D Ninja Gaiden.
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
I
mean, Ninja Gaiden was 3D.
Bro.
Well, I mean, for like from the earlier.
Okay, wait. So
They already
damn,
did a Japan
you guys
one.
already saw it. Well, no,
They
that's
did?
the other thing.
Rogue.
Rogue is.
Oh no, that's
No?
it wasn't that based in. Yeah, it's a ninja. Your character's a ninja, but I think it's based in China.
Isn't Rogue? Wait, isn't Rogue in like the desert? Isn't it like
No, that's
Middle Eastern or which one's that? Is that Mirage?
That's
That's
Odd-
Mirage.
Yeah, it's Mirage.
It's Mirage. I know I've heard of Rogue. I thought it wasn't out yet. I know they're having like Japan, and then they were having Mirage, and then there was another one.
Oh no,
I don't
not
remember.
Rogue. Sorry, Rogue is
Rogue is like it says like New York City, but like I guess like way back in the day.
Cool. Oh god damn it! I want a modern day Assassin's
That'd be cool.
Creed. I've always wanted
Modern Day
it.
Assassin would
That'd
be
be
sick.
so
Have
cool.
you? Oh, sorry. Like, have you played any of the recent ones? Does it at all touch like the whole Desmond shit?
No,
Bro, he's
Desmond.
so dead.
Desmond's dead.
So
I know
beyond
that.
dead.
I know that, but I mean like the timeline wise, like
Oh.
in his time period or no?
I
Okay,
have
cool.
no idea. I don't think so. Do you guys remember before this trailer came out who the protagonists were? Because I remember that they said that there was going to be a male and female, right? Like that was always like planned.
Well,
Okay.
Anyway,
Do you remember the details of each of those characters? Do you? I feel like
Oh no, it was China. That's the other one.
no, 'cause
China.
the male and
Xiao
female.
Jun. Xiao Jun was the female protagonist in that one.
Oh, well then.
Mhm.
The only one that I remembered having male and female was a Syndicate. Was it
Syndicate. Yeah.
not? Yeah.
Syndicate,
Yes,
yeah.
Syndicate.
Yeah.
Well, my thing is that I feel like there was information, obviously, that it was going to be double protagonists. People were, I think it was just like a downright assumption that it was just going to be male
Co-op?
and female because, not co-op, but male and female.
Oh.
Because if there's two in the past, they've done male and female. If there's ever two, and even in the Greek one,
Odyssey.
yeah, there wasn't. It was you could either play the same character, but you could switch the gender. You could either be the male version or the female version. They weren't technically two separate characters like Syndicate or this new one that's coming out. But in the new one, this is where the societal part comes in, you guys. So sorry, just stick with me. There's two different characters. Obviously, we just said one is a ninja, one's a samurai. The ninja is or shinobi. Is the female character. Don't remember her name. That's gonna be the one that I'm playing. First of all, female characters always awesome. Support them nonstop. Women do no wrong in the video games. Love it. The male character is a samurai, and he's an African American samurai named Yosuke.
Yes.
He is a very, very well known like historical figure in like samurai feudal Japan and stuff like that. I don't know the full details on him. I've only have like
there's lore behind them.
Yeah, there's like actual history. The internet's pissed, or at least like
they fucked it up.
No, they're just pissed that he's not like Asian.
Oh, why?
They're pissed that
because he's black.
A black samurai.
Okay.
Weren't there
the internet? I don't know why the fuck we're being racist.
I don't think there were a bunch of. I don't think there were a bunch of black because I know that's what Steve was gonna ask.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure there was only one.
Lead characters outrage.
Do you like in history? In like actual history, I think there was only ever one actual like black samurai.
I think so too, and I think it was him.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's what they're basing this character off of. Obviously,
yeah.
Which I mean, it's cool. I still think that's cool. In a way, I can kind of see like, they're just overcompensating for representation, but at the same time, I'm like, bro, I don't know. Like if you want that so bad, go play Sekiro or go play what's it called?
Go play Ghost of Tsushima. Go play Rise of Ronin.
I looked up a little bit. Someone said, "I'm sorry, my memory may be fuzzy, but when did Assassin's Creed tell a story where the main character was 100% historically accurate?" The whole time I thought there was fiction into these
So
accurate
stupid.
characters because it's a video game.
What the
So
fuck do you
lame.
mean?
That's such a lame fucking take. That's such a
Well,
lame fucking hold.
people are saying like this guy's like, why are people basically saying why are people mad? Like, of course it's not going to be 100% accurate. Like nobody cares enough for the history if you're playing a video game.
Oh, I understand.
The thing with Yosuke is that I think there's gonna be some creative liberties with it. I think they said that he's not gonna be. It's not like an exact telling of his story. It's just they're using that historical figure and they're kind of incorporating it in so that it makes sense. Because even though Assassin's Creed isn't 100% historically accurate, it still does take bits and pieces from history.
Yeah.
And then kind of formulates their own
That's what it
story.
says. Yeah, it's not 100% accurate because they have to
Right.
form their own story.
Yeah.
So that's the thing is that people are like, it's not 100% accurate. So why does it have to be a black samurai named Yosuke? It could have been somebody else.
Listen to this guy. This guy's fucking stupid. Middle Eastern Arab, Italian, Italy, Italian character, American, Native American. France was a French, obviously the British, Egypt, Egyptian, Greece, Greek, and then Japan. Two protagonists, one black and a historical figure. Spot the difference. This is his argument. It's so fucking dumb. Come on, man. This is ridiculous. Why can't we play as a Japanese guy? Ubisoft broke their rule about playing original characters. He was Japanese. Like he is a Japanese character.
Yeah. People are so
he's
weird.
just. I was like, I forget his history behind it, but yeah, like technically he was like, they were migrated to there, and that's why he was just the only black samurai.
You know what that's giving? It's giving Mean Girls. Let's welcome from South Africa, Caddy, and Tina Fey's character points to the black girl on the front desk, and she looks at her and she's like, "I'm from Michigan."
Oh,
and
fucking Mean Girls.
Yeah, Mean Girls. And then Karen even asked Lindsay Lohan's character. She's like, "If you're from South Africa, why are you white?" It's like,
yeah,
bro, just because someone's a different shade doesn't mean that they're not that actual, like, nationality or heritage or whatever it may be. That's so lame. And I think for the argument, because I've seen that argument too, and it's like, bro, you want to play an Asian character that's like historically, I guess, Asian or whatever.
So this guy, straight out just fucking Wikipedia this shit. Apparently, he wasn't a real life samurai. He was a retainer.
Yes, but retainers have been samurai. Yeah, retainers are samurai. There are certain sects of retainers in certain parts in Japan were samurai. That is the thing.
Nobunaga valued his retainers highly.
Yes.
Yeah. Was his saddle barrier valued his retainers equal or higher than his samurai? So technically, he's a higher standard. But he wasn't a samurai. If he was, he would have been forced to commit seppuku and not allowed not to flee the country.
Okay, from what I'm reading, like this whole thing, Smithsonian Magazine, so I would imagine somewhat credible.
Yes.
He basically, they're saying that he was an immigrant. Not much is known about his early life, apparently. So he was most likely an immigrant that came from Africa, went to Italy, met some guy who basically hired him as a muscle, like security guard. What's it called? They together left from Italy to Japan, migrated there, where essentially they were there when the Civil War erupted, and he had apparently crossed paths with Nobunaga, who I guess was
that was the
daimyo, right? A daimyo is like what some feudal lord type of shit. So because they had crossed paths and I guess they got along, Yasuke had he asked him to join his army. He agreed. So from there, that's when Yasuke basically underwent like his samurai training, or you want to call
people
it.
People are saying that the reason why the upset, it's not necessarily because obviously people don't know the history or don't know much about it. It's not because he's black. It's because in the era where this game's supposed to take place, it was when Japan was very xenophobic. So they're like, there's no way that like he would exist. But I'm like, he's historically accurately exists. Like this person actually, like he's there. Like
I think
whether like people didn't accept him, he was there. Like that's a real thing.
I think just to flip it back on them is like Assassin's Creed games aren't historically accurate. So
Yeah, they're not.
whether or not he, you know,
Though Yasuke was the only black samurai in Nobunaga's army, he was by no means the only African present in Japan at the time. Several hundred African people lived in Japan during the 16th century, says some historian or whatever you want to call it. So
love history.
there were a lot. Let's just accept it. I don't know.
That's the thing.
it
It's
says-
like, you guys don't. I mean, you know what? Never mind. Be racist. Go ahead. Go for it. So at least we know
Not to
that's
fuck
how
with
you are. Exactly.
Yeah, it says there's-
Nothing is better than, like, if I have to, like, I'd
Yeah,
rather
to
have
explain
someone
to
that's
you.
openly racist than someone that is like passively racist. Because then at least the one that's open, I can already know how to function with you. The one that's passive or sneaky or whatever, or snaky about it, that one is
Yeah.
more annoying and more like disrespectful to me, because it's like, God, you're just going to go everywhere, out of your way to hide it and be that kind of gross about it. That's crazy. That's crazy.
Yeah, it
Mm.
says there's some debate about whether Yasuke was in fact given the rank of samurai, but at the very least, it's historically recorded he was a trusted and loved vessel of the Oran clan, directly serving under Oda Nobunaga, who was a powerful who's a powerful daimyo who held power much of central Japan. He disposed of blah, 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 of the shogun and is regarded as one of the three great unifiers of Japan.
Yeah.
I saw something.
So
well, it's
So
just
that's why
that,
people are
no,
mad because
what
he's
are
a
you saying?
samurai.
it's just saying that the title of samurai wasn't even really a established
title?
thing. It just meant that you were somebody that fought for a lord. That's all
Yeah.
it meant.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
But with all that being said, very excited for the game.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be fun. Even with all that being said, pretty sure I'm not even going to play Yosuke. Yasuke. I'm pretty sure I'm not even going to play him. I like I said, I'm all down for the female characters. The fact that she's the stealth
She's a
character.
shinobi.
I love that shit. I love stealth games.
I'm gonna play Yosuke.
I'll play
So
both.
it should be fun. I'm pretty sure at some point I'm going to play
It's
both.
gonna make you. I think
or-
it's gonna make you play both.
Yeah.
There's no way you can just play one. Both characters
Like a
exist. It's
GTA
probably
thing?
gonna. Yeah,
That's what I was
Like
gonna
it's gonna swap you out. Like
So just to get the last like little minor topic, it's a little tea-ish depending on how deep we go into it, but it still circles around men. Have you guys seen the crazy backlash or whatever that's going on with the bear versus the man meme or whatever, or
No.
like rather have a bear than a man around?
Oh yes, I've seen
No,
that.
I
I've seen the
haven't.
whole meme where it's like like some shit about a woman,
I'd
and they're
rather-
like, no, but and
Yeah.
it's like, and they chose the bear, like some shit like that. I don't remember.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
so the way the meme is basically it's I'd rather deal with a bear than a man, because a bear will always be a bear, and a man you never know if he's gonna act like a man.
Oh.
Or I think that's the saying, because a bear is always gonna be you know what to expect from a bear 100% of the time. It's gonna maul you, it's gonna do all this shit that a bear does. A man, you never know what they're gonna do. You never know what they're gonna end up doing, especially when it comes to women that are have to deal with that kind of scenario. So that's the meme, the scenario,
Yeah.
the argument or whatever.
It's
You
very
guys haven't.
it's very hard to talk about these things when there's only guys in here. But I mean, it's not like we're toxic to that level. We're like, yeah, we're men. Fuck, like, what's that shit called? Incels or whatever, where it's like, fuck women. They're only here for
Quick
type of shit.
Quick side note, do you know what incel stands for?
No.
Involuntary celibate. Didn't know that it was an abbreviation of 2 words. Side note.
Interesting.
oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
Sorry,
anyway,
keep going.
weirdos either way.
Yeah.
I don't know. I get it. I get it in a sense what they're trying to say. It's a very not dramatized, but over it's just a way of saying like I'd rather take something that I know how it will act or how it will work out versus going with a man in this case, or something that could fuck me over at any point, anytime type of thing, or worse, harm me, but I will never know because they're very unpredictable. And I understand it. It's like what's that whole term? It's like the enemy I know is better than the enemy that I don't know type of thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I don't know. It's like if you go into your life with that outlook, you will always somehow find yourself kind of leaning towards that. You know, I know, especially like in this day and age, it's not, you have to be careful no matter who you are. Because it's true. You never know what somebody's going to do. That goes both ways, I think, in a sense. But obviously for women, it's much more,
predominant.
That a man has done those things and, honestly, statistically will end up doing. But what I'm saying is, I don't know. I understand being cynical, but at the same time, you just have to kind of not live your life like that. Otherwise, you're just depleted of any kind of enjoyment of the world, in my opinion, because then you're just constantly living with a sense of worry, with a sense of fear type of thing, where you're just constantly scared for your life, and that's no way to live, I think. Yeah.
Steve, do you have anything to add before I say what I was going to say?
No.
Okay. I was gonna say it's kind of like what we were saying earlier with the Assassin's Creed thing, that rather deal with like an openly racist person than someone that is like passively or sneaky or like not openly racist, because then you know how to deal and you know how to handle, you know what to expect from a racist, but you don't know how to deal, or you do know how to deal, but you don't know that the person that's sitting next to you is actually racist because they're not open about it. You know, it's like, who would you rather deal with between those two options? But the same topic the same topic was an issue amongst my friend group. I'm not gonna say any names. I'm not gonna go. I don't know. I'm not gonna try to like be on one side or the other, Alex, for the most part. Right?
I don't know.
So I had a friend who posted on his story, that it was a person that said, I think it's a four comic strip. The first one is, oh, you know, I choose the bear, the whole like meme or whatever. Then the next comment was something anti-trans. It's not like super hardcore if I were to say it, but it gives that vibe. It's basically like, okay, so if that's the case, I can openly be uncomfortable with a man sharing the same bathroom as my daughter then, right? And then the next clip is, or the next scene is like just that person getting progressively mad, the one that said the whole bear meme. And the whole like meme is, the first person would be the people that are saying, you know, choose the bear, not the man. Then that person is obviously being anti-trans with the whole bathroom situation and stuff like that.
That is such an exaggerated, like,
I thought so too. And at the time, I didn't know about this whole bear and man meme. I was so like confused. I thought it could have been a sports team, and it's just such a bad like exist. That's why. And I thought it was just a really bad like Facebook meme of him just kind of maybe being anti-trans, or maybe it's him like trying to make a jab at the Bears because he's that kind of person. Yeah, I was like,
what the fuck happened?
I pulled my cord by accident. Yeah.
Oh,
it's okay. But yeah, so he made that comment. I went out of my way to put it in our group chat with not just me and my friends that I know that we would have talked about it behind his back or just in general, because it's so like, what the fuck? A lot of us are queer. We're all very queer. He's the one that's the straight one, and it's just so like it would have been a topic of conversation. So for me, the way that I saw it was, I don't want to talk about it behind his back. I don't want to do that. I feel like we're all adults enough to have this
conversation. Yeah.
So I put in the group chat. I was like, is this anti-trans? I'm not too sure, honestly. And he was like, Lee, you're so fucking annoying and stupid. Get off my dick. I was like, what the fuck? I was like, what the fuck? So then I have another friend that responds. So friend A, friend B. So that's how we're gonna go. A is the trans one, or they made the anti-trans joke, and then friend B is the one that is bear man type of vibe,
Sure.
So anti-trans friend is basically like saying, well, I should have the right to voice my opinion if I'm uncomfortable with my daughter in this scenario. And the other person's like, well, I just think that you can say that in a different way, yada, yada, yada. And it basically led to them kind of butting heads. But then we all landed in listen, there are unisex bathrooms and anybody can use the restroom, and like there's a stall. And honestly, it's shitty to say it, but if something bad is going to happen, and if a man is really going to go out of his way to do something, he's going to do it regardless of what the bathroom gender is going to be. It's something that shitty shit is going to happen. So I don't know, but we basically landed on, there's already, the solution to this is already made. This is just an argument for no fucking reason. But in the middle of that argument, they both were calling each other kind of names. And then it kind of just devolved into this, you're a bitch. Well, you're a fucking idiot. And then they just were arguing back at each other nonstop for like a solid 2 hours. And me and another friend in the group were like, hey, you guys have been going on for a while. We're all working. the chat's kind of blowing up. What's going on?
Get your unemployed vibes out of here.
Yeah, you guys need to chill out. Like, this is like, if either of them watch this, I don't think they're gonna get this far. But for whatever reason,
so that's
the thing. So if this gets back to you, I've told both of you this. You're both fucking idiots. I wanted to have an actual conversation, discussion amongst friends because I thought we were all adults. I was wrong. Clearly, you're both children.
I've always learned that the people who get defensive are the ones who are in the wrong.
I mean,
because you don't have actual anything to combative, you just get exaggerated.
That's the thing, is that they were both defensive. So I was like, what the fuck is going on? So
that Baron Man thing sounds stupid to me, by the way.
It basically full circled into, they both just didn't like each other. And they both were basically just saying shit to each other because...
Giving a reason?
Yeah, because they finally had a reason to. And the way that I was seeing it and kind of worded it as was, friend B that made the the friend that made the anti-trans joke finally has someone that is on the opposite side to argue with, that is like kind of the representation of that movement, that community, and vice versa. That friend had a outlet to put all their negative feelings and vibes to people that make those kind of comments and jokes and have those viewpoints, and they had someone to basically punch, a punching bag basically. So at the end of it, it kind of ended. And I messaged them both. I messaged the first one that was like, "You're hop off my dick," and I was like, "Hey, are we cool? What's the deal?" And it was like our own stuff, I guess, that he had an issue with. And I was like, "Okay, but you should like let me know instead of just like
saying hop off my dick."
Yeah, like I didn't know that we had issues. I assumed we were cool and we're just two grown adults.
I'm a dick rider.
Yeah, I assumed that we're just two grown adults, and the time that we take apart from each other is because we're living life. I didn't know that you were using it as like a I'm tired of Lee. Yeah, I was like, I didn't know that shit. So you honestly don't blame me for that. If you're not gonna tell me anything, I'm not gonna feel bad about it whatsoever. That's not on me. I will sleep fine. Trust me. I did. So that is not my problem. So then that ended with us just kind of like saying like, he was basically like, how did you not know that was gonna end that way? And I told him what I told you guys and what I told the audience here. I assumed that you guys are going to be adults about it. I was wrong, clearly, and there'll never be an opportunity for this to ever happen again anyways, but I'm just going to say it'll never happen again either way. So you don't have to worry about it. And then the other friend B, this one's a little bit more on like I'm kind of taking a break a little bit. Hit me and the other friends in the group chat, hit us up in a separate one that we've had. And they were like, hey, so like you guys are you guys still cool with that person? And we're like, I mean, kind of. I'm not a fan of it. I've always never been a fan of those kind of comments. I've said that and I go out of my way to correct people. And I am friends with people that don't have aligning viewpoints with myself, but it's not to the point where I'm not friends with people that are just downright enforcing or subscribing to causing physical harm to others. I am friends with people that are leaning to the right, conservative people, pro gun stuff like that. And I can accept that there's gonna be so many different people in my life. I'm not gonna try to go out of my way to try to police everyone. I've said this in the podcast before. It's impossible. It's exhausting and it's not my job. But what I can do is what I try to do.
Harming nobody.
Yeah. And what I tried to do, and to kind of have that conversation, you shit the bed on it. You grabbed it and you said, nah, and you just smacked it down, and then you decided to throw in your own bullshit for whatever reason. So that's basically what I said, minus all the whole like sauce that I added right now. And then they were like, well, it just seemed like you guys didn't really like try hard enough to like really like defend me. So it makes me think that you guys like fully believe what they were saying. And I was like, what the fuck? What the fuck?
Everyone got some weird view.
Yeah, I was like, you were reaching very far. So it basically boiled down to they were upset that we didn't check in with them because after the whole argument, I was like, guys, that's not. I assume you're a grown ass person. You're a grown ass adult, and I thought you were fine because it's just. What the stuff he was saying to this person, I was like, it's just they made very misogynistic comments, but specifically towards you because they just didn't like you. And for me, when people just don't like me and they say shit to me, I ain't gonna lose sleep over it. Whatever. I'll have these kind of talks about it, but I'm not upset about it. So I assume that you were built like that. I was wrong. So sorry about that, but don't dare say that I'm cool with someone that is anti-LGBTQI plus.
Assume bullshit,
yeah, because those are my brothers and sisters in arms, and and stuff like that. Like that is not cool. So you need to chill out. And then they tried doubling down, and I was like, now you're pissing me off. Now you're barking up the wrong tree. I suggest you reread what we said and reread how you came off because you threw the first punch and understand what's going on here. Because I'm not the one right now. It's 7 a.m. and I'm trying to get ready for work. Chill out.
That's crazy time.
So then they realized what was going on. And then that's when they basically said, oh, okay, I understand. And honestly, this is the vibe. And we were like, okay, we understand. Totally get it. But baby boy needs a break.
Well, I'll tell you this much. If I ever come, if we're just, for example, us, we're ever in an argument and it's 7 in the fucking morning, I'm going to block you. I'm going to block you for the rest of the fucking day because it's 7 a.m. I got to go to work. I'm a full-fledged fucking adult, whether I want to or not. Fuck you and your opinion. It's 7 in the morning. You can hit me up. You can hit me up at 5. Fuck it. You can ruin my lunch at 12 for all I give a fuck. But if you're hitting me up with that kind of energy at 7 a.m.,
yeah,
as people like to say in Spanish, come mierda. You're getting blocked.
Translated, eat shit.
Yeah. I woke up. I was like, on my, like, when you wake up and you're like, oh, let me check my phone, what I missed, whatever.
That's
and
wild.
I really get that message. Like, are you guys still cool with this person? I was like, oh my God.
That's like that person who fights with their girlfriend the night prior, and then you wake up in the morning and you continue the argument.
I was like, this is not my job.
This is. Sometimes I think about it, and I know, like, for example, Lee has like a lot of his like friend groups where each one kind of has its like own little purpose, niche, whatever type of thing, and then I think about me where really I only talk to you two. That's pretty much it. And then I thought about it. I was just like, damn, like maybe I should like reach out and like get other friends. And then I hear shit like this, and I'm like, people are fucking dramatic. I don't want to deal with that. I understand it, like, filling out a social need or whatever. But for me, I'm like, I don't want that. I don't care. I don't need. If that's the cost of a friendship or acquaintanceship, whatever you want to call it, I'm good. I don't want it. I don't care. Like, I'd rather stick with the known shit, because it's kind of going into the bear and the man, right? I'd rather just pick, two people who I know we've had our ups and downs through a friendship. We're fucking human. Of course, everyone does that. But I'm just like, I am not in the mindset of wanting to do that at all again with anybody. I'm good. Like, I'm tired. I got tired listening to that. I was like, Oh my god, I'm over it for you. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
When I, with the same reaction, Steve, when I got that at 7, I was so close to just being like, I'm really good. This is
And at least you have like that moment to think about it. I'm at that point where I'm like,
yeah,
I would have just left and then let everybody hit me up. Why'd you leave? Cause it's 7 in the morning. Like,
Yeah.
bro, I haven't even picked up my coffee yet. Like,
yeah.
I haven't even out the house. Like, hell no.
Again, I've always said this all the time, and I will always repeat it. I did something or said something or breathed in your direction the wrong way. Let me know,
Bro,
because
if
we
my
will
breath
talk
stinks that
about
day,
it.
let me know.
Yeah, like I'm otherwise coasting. Otherwise, I'm coasting, and I can guarantee me being me and being like just my nonchalant self is gonna bother you even more so because I'm not addressing the issue that you have.
It sounds like those people that need people on their side to justify their actions.
Yes, man.
kind of a bit. I was gonna say,
Because
like,
if you're going out of your way to reach out to somebody, and then, sorry I keep pointing this out, 7 in the morning, you're really trying to build your own like point of view through other people and be like, you see, I'm right.
Oh,
It's like,
right.
no,
I
it's
mean,
like, no, bro, you're childish like the other person.
In a
Go
way,
away.
I feel like
they-
everybody wants validation, right? For how
Yeah,
they're feeling type of thing. I feel like that's
Yeah.
what it was more than anything. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I was gonna say that they are in a different time zone. So 7 for us is like 12 for them. Like there was a very big
No.
difference, and I don't think the consideration was put there for the most part. I'm saying 12 so you guys don't know from the friends that I've told you about. So you guys
Yeah.
don't know. You know, I'm trying to keep it as
Anything before
Neutral.
noon, you can
neutral as
fuck
possible.
off.
Yeah, exactly.
Ambiguous.
Ambiguous,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
Just keep it as ambiguous as possible, just so we could get the tea because the tea's good.
I'll find this riddle, bro.
but yeah, so that was my whole thing, is that if the issue was brought up almost immediately after this discussion or fight that they had happened, then I would have been a little bit more receptive to it. But like to get that at 7 in the morning, then to continue the conversation continue into like me getting ready, because unlike Steve, I like I said, I'm willing to have a discussion or talk about anything for the most part, especially if I feel like if it's an issue that I caused. So, you know, we talked about it and we've hung out since, but not as much. And I think that kind of vibe is being received and understood. So it is what it is. If you're gonna, I don't know, if someone's gonna expect you to be an adult, then act like one. And if you have an issue, then you should act like an adult, and then just talk to the person that you're having the problems with. Because what's the worst that's gonna happen? Your feelings are gonna be validated in a positive way or in a negative way. Like Richard said, everybody wants validation, and that's not a bad thing, honestly. So, yeah. I lost him, you guys. That's it for the podcast. We're gonna be in.
I was
We're gonna be
thinking of because I was thinking of moments where I've had to deal with shit similar, and I'm just like, fuck,
So
dude.
was I.
I was just
And I was like, how did I handle this? I was
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I talked to them, but then after talking to them, I was like, I'm exhausted. Like, you bring this up one more time, I'm not your friend no more.
see, no, because I was thinking of like in the way of like, I'm so impatient now where I'm like, anything like that happens, I'm not talking to you. I'm just cutting you out. I don't care. Like,
Even
that's
if it's
just
for
me.
a brief moment.
Yeah.
No, I've had not similar situations, but situations in that hand. And I don't want to go into the tangent of it, but yeah, I remember like I've had these, like I've had to have these conversations and be the person stuck in the middle, like you and your other friend. And it's just like, I'm tired. Like, I don't want to read this. Like you stretched out the argument to the point where it's like, why are we even having this? Like, I'm sorry I brought this up. Like, god damn, like I'll go eat my own shit and die. Like, fuck, my bad, bro. Like, holy shit.
I think it also I think the reason why I'm also so like willing to talk about it, you guys,
Because you care about your friends.
I care about my friends, but to like make that statement mean a little less, because what I was gonna say is I'm also the kind of bitch that watches TV shows called like couples therapy, and I watch Jersey Shore and shit like
That's
that.
a good show.
Yeah, I'm in it. I watch the drama, and I'm in it for the discussion and for the talking part, whether there is some or there isn't. I don't know. I like the Jersey Shore and like the couples therapy aspect of the drama, but I like the couples therapy side where there's actual discussions and talking and work being done to it, because moments in my life in the past have led me to this moment where I am this kind of person now.
You like the
And-
dumb fun and constructive
what it is.
criticism.
I like the what?
The dumb, the fun, and the constructive criticism.
Bam. That's lead to a T, basically. Dumb fun and constructive criticism.
Yay. Therapy time is over. Please end this episode.
Yay.
We're like an
Hey,
hour and 20. Uh-huh.
Thank God we can have a long one. I can like go through a whole work day and have it going. That'd be nice. But thank you guys for watching. We're gonna be entering the recommendation final regards portion of the podcast where we tell you guys about our favorite and latest addictions or recommendations. Steve, you could go first.
I'll keep it short and sweet.
Just like you.
I don't like that comment. We'll talk about it at 7 in the morning. Fuck you.
Sorry. It was just
So stupid.
sorry. It
I
was
hate
just,
you.
it's like, damn. You set yourself up. Anyway.
It was
No,
a
I
compliment.
didn't, bro.
It was a compliment.
I
No,
didn't
I
say
know,
myself
it
up
was.
for shit.
Listen. That's why I'm saying it's like, you know what?
Listen, that's the sad part, guys. I meant that as a compliment. Steve's taking it as an insult.
I'm gonna punch Aaron after this.
Once the recording's over,
He called me like he called me short, but he also called me sweet.
he called me short and sweet. I do
How you
strawberry
spit.
shortcake.
I saw that.
Me?
Yeah.
I didn't notice. Anyway,
He's committing to the bit. But yeah,
Yeah.
Steve, go for it.
New Demon Slayer's out. Watch it.
yeah.
That's all I got.
Right, the training arc. Yeah.
Yeah. Final regards remarks. Don't bother people at fucking early AM, bro. Be an adult. Go worry about your life. Do what you gotta do, and then if you gotta argue with somebody at the end of it, go do that later. Like,
Yeah, take time to cool off.
yeah, not only cool off, but take it to a different conversation. Not everybody needs to be involved.
No.
That's it. Be self-aware and respect other people. Cause that shit's tiring, bro. Watching other people fight, even if it's quote unquote entertaining. I don't watch that shit.
After a while, it just becomes this like whirlpool
It's like,
of just
It's
nonsense.
like 5-10 minutes of it because it goes by like that, sure. But if it's like an hour or two, it's like, all right, bro, like the horse
Nah.
died an hour ago. Stop beating it.
Yeah,
Like,
you guys have
leave it
bigger
alone.
issues. Let's talk
Yeah.
about those instead.
I like
It's like, what's your credit score? Tell me, because that's what I want to know.
I like when
Right.
people. No, I just like when people debate about dumb shit. You know, if you're gonna like
Dumb shit debates are fun.
like the stupid debates that have no impact, but if you're gonna get
Yeah.
serious like that, just keep it between
Yeah.
two at
Yeah.
most.
Yeah,
Because
not the group
realistically,
shot.
the more opinions, the hazier everything gets.
If I ever get in an
Yeah.
argument group chat, I'm gonna start adding people and be like, tell me what you think, like right then and there. Then it really get juicy. But yeah,
Mhm.
mind your business, take care of yourself, and go watch anime.
Nice. Thank you. Richard.
Go. This is for my metalhead friends out there. Go listen to the new Knock Loose album.
That's a good
So
album.
fucking good. They have a song with Poppy. Do you know who Poppy is?
I do know who Poppy is.
Poppy.
Poppy.
Do you know?
I'll be your poppy.
For people who don't, for people who don't know, Poppy was this. She used to do actual like pop music, very
Yes.
weird, like little internet persona type of thing.
Mhm.
Yes.
Kind
Hi,
of-
I'm Poppy.
Yeah, very Uncanny Valley type of thing.
Yes, Uncanny
Yeah.
Valley for sure.
But she went from pop and she made like the actual transition into metal music. She did it. She basically did a good JoJo Siwa.
Yeah. Yeah.
But
Mhm.
anyway,
Yeah.
they have a song with her and she sounds fucking amazing, brutal.
I might actually check it out because I do like Poppy. Poppy does have pretty good music.
Yeah, so go check that out. And another song for people who aren't into metal. This one's called Lemon Haze by Papa Rod. PAW space Rod. This is just more like a hip hop track. It's chill. It's honestly just saying like the main thing. Why worry about the little things when the big things are gonna kill you? You know,
Yeah, I feel that.
So- good song, good artist.
Nice.
And final words, yeah,
Mhm.
just sometimes drama's stupid. Don't get involved if you can. And what did we talk about in the beginning? I don't know. See a therapist if you really feel like you need it.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Be a good friend.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Hi. It's me. I did a bunch of talking, and I don't think I'm going to do a bunch. Sorry, just saw cat hair on my camera. Recommendations. I got one song. It's kind of a joke song. Don't take it seriously whatsoever. It's Where'd You Wake Up This Morning? Tara Yummy by Zach Justice. They played it on their podcast. They actually released it. It's kind of funny. It's kind of good. The thing is that he did use AI to make it. I want to know the like inner workings of that. Like, since you use the AI to like make the structure and then you fine tuned it, do you like give certain portion of like the clicks to the producer of the AI? Like, what's it like? That's my take on it. But also, you guys know me. I'm gonna love Tara Yummy. Tara Yummy mindset for this summer. So all about it. But yeah, so there's that. That's the only song. Again, it's a joke song. Don't take it seriously whatsoever. As for God, recommendations might do. Billie Eilish's new song, by the time this is released, has been released as well. Hope you guys like it. I'm most likely going to be playing it, and it will be my recommendations for next episode. Whatever, we record these and it's kind of goofy, but
it comes out tomorrow. Her album
comes out in a day. It comes out on the 17th.
Yeah. Well, it says 21 hours.
21 hours.
Yeah.
What?
It's tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Wait, it's still.
Oh no, wait. Sorry, it comes out tomorrow in 21 hours. So 11 p.m.
9
p.m.
Because 9 p.m. is 12 for
12 midnight. Yeah, got you. That makes more sense.
Oh, it's an album. I thought it was a song.
Yeah, it's a whole album.
Ooh,
I'm really
nice.
excited for. I'm excited for Chihiro. Chihiro. It's one of the not nerdier songs, but Chihiro, Spirited Away. Ghibli, love that movie. But she's released some like minor leaks of it, like just sound bits and stuff like that. It sounds great. So me saying this now, maybe it's still the same. I'm just curious to see how I'm feeling after listening to it. So for right now, Chihiro is going to be the one that I'm most excited about. And I'm curious if I'm still going to be into it when it's actually released. So there's that. Anything else? I'm watching a bunch of anime. If you guys, I don't know, I'm not going to recommend it. There's just a bunch, and this is already a long episode as it is, but just know that I'm watching a bunch of anime. And at some point by the end of when the season ends, I'll like say what my top 3 were, because there's so many that I'm watching right now.
If you made it this far, leave a comment letting us know. I don't know. What are you? Let us know something. I don't know, because I'm just really curious, like who actually makes it this far, especially for these longer episodes.
You know what? If you made it this far, let us know what we said at the end, so we know you made it this far.
Oh, we're gonna say a secret code word.
Put. Well, if you guys want to comment, you guys don't really comment, but if you guys can, just put a little purple heart in the comment section so we know you made it this far. That'd be cool. Yeah. So there's that. I don't think anything else I need to recommend. I don't think I'm watching anything or anything else. Fuck yous will be, I guess, to people. I mean, it's not even that big of a deal, honestly. I'm not that bothered by it anymore, but yeah, don't come in hot on someone at 7 a.m. or first thing in the morning. It like will never really go in your favor, and you come off the worst in those scenarios.
Can I give 2 fuck yous?
Sure. What
fuck
are yours?
You to racist.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
I just going off of
we
the
just talked about
samurai
that.
thing,
Yes.
right? And then fuck you to transphobes. That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Yep. Hell yeah. Hell yeah, brother. By all means, you can have different
Made my
viewpoints.
septum disappear.
Talent. By all means, you can have different viewpoints. Oh, this will be the final regard for me. By all means, you could have differing viewpoints than anybody in life, but don't be an asshole and like share that shit if it's gonna cause harm or perpetuate any type of negative stigma or actions to that group of people, unless they actively deserve it, like PDF files and stuff like that. Then by all means, punch a NAZI in the face. Whatever. Some of them deserve it. And that'll be it for the episode. Go ahead and leave a like, a comment, subscribe, ring the bell so you guys know when we post anything from shorts to these episodes to gaming episodes. I'm also streaming a little bit. Again, I know.
Wow.
It is what it is. But we did get State of Decay 2. It's a zombie game. I
yeah.
want to stream and play with these guys. So at some point that's going to happen. Maybe by the time this is released, we're still actively doing it. It's a pretty lengthy-ish. So I'm pretty sure we'll still be streaming it by the time this is up. So check out our links in the description down below. Or just look up our names. You just look at the links. It's easier. And I think that's it. Oh, share the video, please. We really appreciate you. Could even our TikToks or our shorts also on YouTube. That'd be cool. Either way, what we do have on there is kind of funny, kind of a good chuckle, good giggle. And yeah, I think, are we still on Spotify? We haven't mentioned it in a while. Check us out on Spotify. We didn't mention it. We haven't mentioned it in the endings in the past couple ones. Just check it out. Check us out on Spotify and leave a rating if you can, so that we know that we're doing good and that you guys like us.
Surprisingly, we get a good amount of plays on Spotify. I mean, this, with YouTube, we still get more views, listens, or whatever.
But
what little we do get. But we do have a Spotify
clicks on Spotify. Guys, thank you. Hopefully you guys make it this far. If you did, let us know in one of the chats. Honestly, I think that's gonna be the best bet for Spotify. Because if you guys are on Spotify, I highly doubt you're gonna go to YouTube. That defeats the purpose. So check us out on our Twitch chats, and then let us know if you heard us on Spotify and say hi. That'd be cool. I'd like to know who's listening to us on Spotify, because I only know of one. So yeah. Thank you guys for watching. And we'll check y'all later. Choo choo.
Bye. Whoa.
Gotta leave them wanting more. Gotta leave them with some spice.
Little toxicity makes
a little bit.
Back. You're right.
Treat them like dirt. Kinky bitch.